Hey Lauren, Val again. Gonna do our second little 30-minute flow. We'll just go ahead and jump right in, make it short and sweet, get to the point. So we're gonna start this flow today in child's pose. So start to make your way onto your hands and knees. Bring your big toes to touch. Knees out wide. You can just send your hips back towards your heels. Walk your fingertips out in front of you. Bring your forehead down to the mat. And just start to settle into that breath. Start to calm the mind. Nice big inhale in through your nose. Exhale, sigh it out, let something go. Inhale in through your nose, fill up. And then exhale, open your mouth. Maybe even get a little bit audible with it. It's just you at home, so you want to try those lion's breaths if it's just been one of those days. Maybe on that next exhale, open the mouth, stick the tongue out, make some noise. You're in the perfect place to do it. So we'll try one of those. Inhale in through your nose. Exhale, open the mouth. Just let it all go. As you settle in, if you want to set that intention, you're always welcome to. Maybe start to rock that forehead from side to side, massaging out your third eye center, that center of intuition. One of those chakras we tend to neglect, so here's a nice way, just kind of give that a nice little massage, show it some love. I'm going to do a couple more deep breaths. I'll go ahead and start the jams up. If you want to get a little bit deeper into your child pose, something that feels nice little tricep stretch as well, is to bring the palms together and then bend your elbows and then bring your thumbs back towards the nape of the neck. Let that chest drop down to the floor a little bit more. Just really feel those triceps, those shoulders start to open up a little bit. Three more deep breaths here. Over the course of the next few deep breaths, just start to make your way up to a tabletop position on your mat. And just slowly start to move and groove in a way that feels good. In my classes, you're almost always going to get an option for some sort of a cat-cow. But just really get into this, maybe taking some figure eights with the body, getting some neck rolls. Just tapping into what feels good, maybe some wrist stretches. Don't be afraid to get weird with it. The weirder the better. When do we give ourselves permission to just completely do what feels good in our body? Maybe rocking front to back from child's pose into kind of a little bit of a cobra, dropping the hips. Maybe that feels nice. Just give it about 5 more deep breaths of just those organic movements, anything. No rules. In this safe spot, you and your mat. And then once we're here, on your next inhale, you're going to take that left arm up towards the sky. And then exhale, thread the needle left side, left cheek comes to the mat, left palm faces up. So really press into that left shoulder, and then on the exhale, see if you can twist your chest towards the right a little bit more. To get a little deeper into this, maybe you take that half bind, reaching that right hand back for the left hip crease. And then when you're ready, start to make your way out of the pose. Ground down through that right hand, left arm reaches up. Exhale, release that left hand to the mat. Inhale, right arm reaches up. Exhale, thread the needle, other side. Twisting your chest open towards the left. Make sure those hips stay stacked over the knees. If that half bind feels nice, maybe you reach that left hand back for the right hip crease. Just notice the camera's a little bit dark. I'm filming this at night, so I'm gonna turn this lamp on, see if that helps a little bit, brighten things up. One more deep breath here. And then on that next inhale, we'll reach that right arm back up towards the sky, get that counter stretch in. And then exhale, release that right hand down to the mats. Start to ground down through the palms of the hands. Actually, before we do that, start to kick your right leg back behind you. Keep your hips nice and squared off. Warm up the core just a little bit. Exhale, right elbow, right knee tap. Inhale, shoot it back. Exhale, right knee, right elbow tap. Inhale back. One more of those. Inhale, shoot it straight back. We're gonna come into something I like to call Gomukhasana, child's pose. So you're going to take this right knee and then cross it over. So kind of like you're taking that right knee, crossing it over the left. So we've got our knees crossed here, and then you're just gonna start to send your hips back. So it's like we're in Gomukhasana pose and then taking a child's pose too. So cow face pose. Just really press down to the palms of the hands. Couple deep breaths here. Inhale, make your way back to that tabletop. Unravel the legs. Maybe we reset with a cat-cow. And then come back to that neutral spine. Inhale, left leg kicks back behind you. Shoulders stay squared off, so that hip's opening up, roll it down. Exhale, left knee, left elbow tap. Inhale, shoot it back. Exhale, tap. Inhale, take it back. One more. Inhale, shoot that left leg back. Doing that same thing on the other side, you're gonna bend that left knee, set that left knee down to the outside of the left leg. So we're just crossing the knees here, and then you're gonna send the hips back. If those outer hips are really tight, we may not be sending them back that much. But I think we've spoken. It sounds like you're kind of a little bit hyperflexy like me, so this should feel nice. If not, then just don't force. Go for where you find that sensation of the hips, press down into the hands to help you take it back further. Slowly make your way up. Unravel those legs. Ground down through the palms of the hands. Go ahead and tuck your toes under. And then we're gonna lift our knees 2 inches off the mat. Hold here. Keep a micro bend in those elbows. If your belly's sagging, tuck the tailbone. Puff the area in between the shoulder blades up. Exhale, send the hips up and back, downward facing dog. When we come to down dog from that floating tabletop, sometimes it's a little bit shorter than we'd like. So maybe check the alignment, roll through to high plank and back to down dog. Get a few of those little rolls in. And then once you're there, settle in to your downward facing dog. Slowly start to walk your hands to meet your feet at the back of the mat, and we'll catch a ragdoll. So if your feet aren't already hips width distance, heel toe them. It's gonna be about 2 fists between the feet. Put a little bit of a bend in the knees, grab opposing elbows, and just let that head hang heavy. Rock from side to side. And then switch out the grip. Take that non-dominant hand, place it on top. And then take a few sways here. Slowly release the palms to the mat. We're gonna twist. Take that left hand down to the center line. Bend into that left leg if you need to. If not, left leg can stay straight. And then you're gonna peel your right arm up towards the sky. Gaze goes up towards those right fingertips. On your next exhale, release your right hand down to the mat. Switch it out for the other side. Right hand comes down, bend into that right knee a little or a lot. Left arm reaches up, gaze goes up. Exhale, release that left hand down to the mat. Inhale, sweep your arms up towards the sky. And then you're gonna bind the hands up overhead, flip the palms up upside down. Inhale, reach up. And then exhale, hinge over towards the right side. Inhale back through center. Exhale over towards the left. Inhale, take it back through center. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, folds. Start to walk your hands out in front of you, coming into a high plank. Once you're here, go ahead and drop your knees down to the mat. We're gonna take a slow lower down onto our belly. Elbows graze the sides for 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, lift the chest for baby cobra. Press the tops of the feet into the mat. Roll your shoulders away from the ears down the back. Gaze a step forward slightly. Maybe the hands lift up off the mat. Can you lift the chest a little higher? Exhale, release both hands back down to the mat. Start to make your way up into a tabletop. And then press it back into downward facing dog. Send your hips up and back, coming into that downward facing dog. Slowly begin to walk your hands towards the front of the mat, coming into a low lunge. Once you're there, right foot down, left heel reaches up towards the sky. So we're in that standing splits. Keeping a micro bend in that right leg. Try to keep the hips squared off. Can you use that glute to lift the left leg a little higher? Slowly begin to bend into that right leg. Step the left toes towards the back of the mat. So we're in a low runner's lunge here. Maybe you just start to create a little bit of movement, rocking front to back. Meet your hips with distance. And then we're going to come into a long pyramid. So we're going to keep the legs a little bit longer, straighten the legs. So that left heel is probably going to still be up off the mat. So nice long pyramid here. It's a little bit of a different stretch than a shorter one. Try to square those hips off as much as you can. And then exhale, fold over that right leg. So we're slowly going to walk our hands over towards the left side. We're going to come into a wide-legged folds. You want to try something different. You can take your peace fingers, your index and middle finger, wrap them around the big toes. Inhale, lift your chest, and then exhale, release the crown of the head to the mat. Splay those elbows out towards the side. Let the head hang heavy. Slowly release, crawl your hands towards the front of the mat, coming into a low lunge. And then you're gonna drop that left knee to the mat. Right knee stays stacked. And you're gonna sweep your arms up towards the sky, low lunge. Take a few deep breaths here. I'm gonna turn around just because this next part will be easier for me to show you if I'm facing you. Exhale, slowly release both hands to the mat. You're gonna walk your hands over towards the left side, and that left foot's gonna kick back behind you. So that left heel is kicking back behind you. You're gonna come up into this kind of like Captain Morgan stance. There's no better way for me to describe it. For a modified extended side angle. So it's an extended side angle with our knee drop. Right forearm comes to right thigh, left arm sweeps towards the corner of the room. I like to take mine a little deeper. Right hand comes down to the mat. Left palm flips down, left biceps about an inch away from the ear. So it's just a extended side angle with that left knee dropped. On your next inhale, we're gonna come up through center, windmill the hands down for modified side plank. That's what it's called. It took me a minute. You can stay right here. If you want some more, you can lift that right leg. If you want to bind, you can always reach back with that right hand for the right foot kick into the hand. Yogi's choice. You can take it wherever you want. On your next inhale, come back through center. Right leg is on the floor, so right foot's down, all 5 right toes point forward. Right arm down, and then your left arm comes up and then over. Keep drawing that left shoulder back, shining your heart up towards the sky. Inhale, come back through center. So we're gonna come into what I call funky child's pose. We're just doing all the child's poses today. So that right leg's gonna stay out long, and then you're gonna send your hips back, walk your hands out in front of you, bring that forehead, maybe it comes down to the mats. Inhale, start to make your way up. Crawl your hands towards the front of the mat, bending into that right leg. Tuck the left toes under, lift the knee. Step that right foot back to meet the left. Knees can drop down to the mat. Slow lower down to our belly. Elbows grazing the sides. Inhale, baby cobra. Maybe the hands lift if you want that challenge. Exhale, release. Press yourself up into tabletop, then hips go up and back, downward facing dog. Take 3 deep breaths here. I'm gonna turn around so I can demo that whole thing. On the other side, slowly start to walk your feet to meet your hands, front of the mat, coming into that forward folds. Once you're here, bring that left foot down, right heel reaches up towards the sky. Take a few deep breaths in your standing splits. Keep rolling that right hip down. Exhale, bend into the left leg, step the right toes back. Low runner's lunge. Again, maybe you play around with dropping the hips up and down. Maybe we rock front to back. And then slowly start to straighten through both of those legs. Long pyramid. So you're up on the ball of that right foot. Still keep squaring those hips off. Let that head hang nice and heavy. Begin to walk your hands over towards the right side, wide-legged forward folds. This time, if you want something a little bit different, you can bind those hands. Maybe you twist. And slowly release your hands to the mat. Start to crawl your hands towards the front of the mat. Coming into low lunge, drop that right knee to the mat, sweep your arms up towards the sky, send the hips forward, low lunge. Exhale, release both hands to the mat. Walk your hands over towards the right. That right foot's gonna kick back behind you. And then make your way into that Captain Morgan stance. So yogi of me. Definitely not the Sanskrit for this. Left forearm to left thigh, right arm sweeps towards the corner of the room. If you want to drop that down, by all means drop it down, especially with my knee drop. I like to drop it down to get a little bit deeper. spin your belly and your chest up towards the sky, and then set your gaze up towards those top right fingers. Inhale, come up through standing, start to straighten through that left leg. Once you're there, right arm comes down, left arm reaches up, modified side plank. Just depending on your mood, your energy level, what your days look like, whether you've done Pilates or not. Maybe you lift that left leg, maybe you bind it up. And then slowly release, set that left foot back down. Inhale, use your obliques to come up, and then your left arm is down on that left leg, right arm reaches up and then over. So make sure you're not dumping the chest forward, we keep rolling it back. Doesn't really even matter how far we're going over this way, as long as we're feeling that stretch all along that right side. Exhale, start to walk your hands through center. Keep that left leg long. Send your hips back towards that right heel. Forehead comes to the mat. Funky child's pose. Slowly start to crawl your hands towards the front of the mat, bending into that left leg. And then we're slowly gonna step it back into high plank. Knees drop down to the mat. So lower down onto your belly, elbows graze the sides. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, release. Press it back up into a high plank, and then send the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Half pigeon pose. Inhale, right heel towards the sky. Exhale, set your right knee up right behind the right wrist. So right knee behind the right wrist. Left leg is out nice and long behind you. Flex those right toes. Press the top of that left foot into the mat. Inhale, lift your chest, sit up. Exhale, start to walk your hands out in front of you. Dropping down to those forearms. Forearm can drop down to the mat, to a block. Just go ahead, check in, make sure you're not dumping more towards your right. Some people, most commonly people dump more towards the right. Sometimes I see people dump towards the left, but we want that weight centered here. Keep actively flexing those toes. Give it 5 more deep breaths. Don't have any 30-minute playlists, just 45. So I'm like, that's not pigeon pose music. Let's get into some. Slowly start to make your way up. So we're gonna keep this right leg bent, and we're gonna roll over onto that right hip. You're gonna swing this left leg around, and we've got options here. So, since it's a video, I can't see your flexibility. So you can come into half lord of the fishes, where that left foot's, cross the left foot over the right elbow hooks. If you wanna take it deeper, Gomukhasana. Whew, and I did legs earlier today, so I am feeling this one, and I have tight outer hips as well. So for Gomukhasana, we're trying to bring both of those heels to the outside of the hips. And man, I am feeling this. So the right leg is on bottom, the left leg is on top. So if you're like me, this is my edge, this is where I'm gonna stay. If you want more, you always have the option to just fold forward, or there's a bind that goes with it. So if you're coming into the bind, you're gonna bring that right arm up, then that right elbow, right hand comes behind your back, and then see if you can grab that left hand, and then you're gonna fold forward. So what it looks like from the back. And if you can't quite get that bind, you can always grab this shirt, or if you have a belt or a towel, you can always use that. It's just really nice to open up the chest, the shoulders, and you don't even have to fold forward. You can stay right here. I'm still feeling this stretch really nicely through the triceps. Oh, and we're almost out here, so. Slowly release. We're just gonna come straight into half pigeon on the other side. Since we're already kind of all raveled up here, you're just gonna unravel the legs, set the left knee up right behind the left wrist, and then kick that right leg out nice and long behind you. Press the top of that right foot into the mat. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, walk your hands out in front of you. Forearms come down to the mat, or you can come down to the mat or to a block. Just shut your eyes, soften your jaw, and breathe. I'm not sure if you can hear the song, but Linger by the Cranberries is coming on. So it's one of my favorite pigeon pose songs. Just to linger and pigeon a little bit. We're not lingering much longer. Give it 3 more deep breaths. Ooh, these 30 minutes pass by quickly. Slowly, we're doing that same thing on the other side. So we're gonna keep that left leg bent this time. And then our right leg is gonna swing up and over. Again, if you're in half of Lord of the Fishes, you have that option. Just stopping with that right foot. You know, maybe it depends on how sore we are from Pilates. So, or if you're taking it deeper, go Mukasana, cow face pose. And again, we have our options. Maybe we're sitting here like this, that's totally fine. You can shut your eyes down. Ooh, that's kind of my edge. You can fold forward. If you want to do the arms, bring the left arm up this time, bend the elbow, left hand reaches in between the shoulder blades, and then you bring that right arm to meet the left. And if this feels enough, now I'm feeling it in the arms and the legs. That's fine. If you want more, fold forward. Take 3 more deep breaths. Whatever pose you're in, start to make your way out of it. Unravel your legs, kick them out in front of you. Maybe shake them out a little bit. Slow lower down onto your back. Reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, hug your knees into your chest. Release your arms out to a T, palms face down. Let your knees fall towards the left. Gaze goes towards the right, supine twist. Inhale, bring your knees back through center. Exhale, knees drop towards the right, gaze goes towards the left, supine twist. Other side. Inhale, bring both knees back through center. Go ahead and hug both of your knees into your chest. Give yourself one final squeeze. Thank yourself for making it to your mat today. And then exhale, release everything to the mat. Let your feet flop to the outside edge of the mat. Open the palms of your hands up to the sky. And settle into your final resting pose. Shavasana. slowly begin to bring movements back into your body. When you're ready, reach arms up overhead, legs out long, full body stretch. Hug your knees into your chest. And make your way over to your right side. Take a few deep breaths in the fetal position. And then slowly make your way up to a comfortable seated position on your mat. On your next inhale, reach your arms up to the sky, gathering up all the good energy we created here today. And then exhale, take your hands to heart center. The light in me honors and sees the light in you. Thank you so much for showing up and allowing me to guide you through this practice. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste. All right, so let's see how I did on time. Thanks, Lauren. Okay, 33 minutes. Got it mostly in. Yeah, first, I'm familiar with doing 45-minute classes. I think this may be the first time or it's been a while since I've tried 30-minute classes. They fly by, but you know what? I'm having fun doing them. So yeah, let me know your feedback if these 30 minutes are working for you, or next week if you're feeling something more spicy and like we were doing before, or if you want a 45-minute, let me know how these worked out for you. Any feedback? Yeah, and I hope your trip is going well. Yeah, thanks.